Hello and welcome to the video called Blender AI Lesson 1. Here I am in my default Blender screen. As you can see, I can scroll in with my mouse right here or scroll out. What we want to do is we want to go up here to where it says default, where it says browse ID data, and we want to click on that button, and what we'll see is we get this drop down menu. We want to come down to Game Logic and click on that. When we click on Game Logic, we see that we change our screens. Here is our 3D viewport, which again we can scroll in and out using the mouse wheel. This over here is the text area where we can put our Python script. And the area down here is where our logic bricks are. And what we can do with that area is we can scroll in with our mouse. I'm using the mouse wheel to scroll in or scroll out. Or I can hold down the Shift key and use my scroll. Or I can hold down the Control key and use my scroll. So you see, if I want to zoom in on any one of these by using my mouse wheel with the Control key or the Shift key, I can get to any one of these logic bricks. What I want to do now is I want to come up here where it says Blender Render, click on that and put Blender Game. I'm now in a position to use this as an AI or a game. If you notice I have the cube selected, I can show you that by right clicking on it and you see the button there. And if you come down here to where my logic bricks are and I look at the logic bricks, the first one I see is called Sensors. And notice it's dealing with the cube, which is what I have selected here. The next set of logic bricks is called Controllers. And again, that's dealing with the cube as I have selected here. If I scroll over to the right, I see the third set of logic bricks are called Actuators. And that is associated with the cube, as we see here. What I want to do is I want to set this up so that I can use the up arrow key to make the cube move in the Y direction when I press the arrow key. So the very first thing we're going to do, I'm going to add a sensor, and the sensor is going to be the up arrow key, which is on the keyboard. So I click on Add Sensor, I get this pop-up menu, and I click on Keyboard. Then I get this nice drop-down menu, and it asks me, what key do you want to use? And I'll left click on that, and it now says press a key. So I will now press the up arrow key, and there it changes to saying the up arrow key. So I have now the up arrow key selected. I want to now come over here and add a controller. So to add the controller for the cube, I'll click on this and I get some options. I'll pick the AND controller. And what I'm going to do is take the output of the sensor right here, left click, and drag this to the AND controller over here. Now what's going to happen is that when the up arrow key is depressed, it'll be true. And since there's an AND gate with only one input, when that input is true, the output will also be true. So I'm going to scroll over here to the right and look at the actuators. What I want to have here is I want some movement. So I click on Add Actuator and I see up here Motion. So I click on Motion and I come down here and I see Location. This means X, this is Y, and this is Z. And I want it to move up along the Y axis when I click on the up arrow. So I just click once and I see it's going to move up 0.1 Blender units, which is fine for our example. I'm now going to come here, click on this and add it to this one here and let go. And now I'm ready to go ahead and test my game. I'm going to come down here to the right panel and put Start. When I do that, you'll see this panel changes, the 3D panel. I'm now going to press the up arrow key. And when I do that, lo and behold, my box moves. I'm now going to press the escape key to get out of that. I press the escape key, click the left mouse button. Congratulations to your very first introduction to Blender AI.